Welcome back to the CBDC Money channel. I know this is old to a lot of you, but we have a lot of new followers. I want to show the difference between XRP and the competition. There is no competition. The speed per transaction with XRP is 3.3 seconds. The cost per transaction with XRP is 0.0004 cents per transaction and 1,500 transactions per second. Bitcoin transactions take 45 minutes, and the scalability of the Bitcoin network maxes out at 16 transactions per second. They say there's improvements, but I just don't see how that's feasible for the whole world's global payment.
What's interesting about XRP is there is quite a lot of use cases. Now, I know a bunch of Bitcoin people hate it. It's not decentralized enough. I don't care. It's, are people using it? Yes, a lot more than most people realize. And what's amazing about this setup is you can't buy us on any of the exchanges. And it's not in the Bitwise ETF. The Bitwise ETF is now $1 billion. The Bitwise index is, the top 10 index is $1 billion. So the moment XRP is freed, they have to buy a few $100 million of it, as everybody else can, because the exchanges will have it back. So you're setting up for a hell of a nice run if this clears up.
Let's bring in Sam Sidhu, the president and CEO of Customers Bank, based out of Pennsylvania. Sam, welcome. Thank you. Explain this new initiative, why you're getting into crypto when so many others aren't because of the regulations around anti-money laundering and everything else.
Sure, absolutely. Good morning, Sarah. Thanks so much for having me. So first and foremost, absolutely, it is an underserved market, an underserved community that we are looking to bank. To best understand why we're going to be serving this community, it's helpful to first understand who Customers Bank is and why we started a 24/7, 365 B2B real-time payments platform, because that's actually exactly what is attracting some of those market participants that you just talked about. So we're a $20 billion tech-forward regional community bank. To put the tech forward in perspective, we use our tech platform to be the #2 bank in PPP loan issuances this year, ahead of JP Morgan and Bank of America. And it's this forward-thinking view that led us to take a house view that the legacy payment rails of ACH and wire need to be upgraded. And through the use of blockchain technologies with our partner at TacitPay, we now have an ability to effectuate real-time payments.
So only $20 billion does not give you the type of scale, though, that a JP Morgan or another big bank would have to get into the crypto services space. What allows you to make these kind of tech investments?
No, absolutely. You hit the nail on the head. We are big enough, but small enough. Believe it or not, at 20 billion, we're a top 100 bank in the country. Out of 6,000 plus institutions. So, we are a tech forward bank. We've started fintechs and challenger banks within our company. We are oriented like a technology company as opposed to the way a bank is oriented. And it's that agility, it's that understanding of the regulatory system, the risk and the compliance, as well as being having a strategic vision to serve customers that are underserved is how we've built our company and our bank.
So talk to us about what you're hearing from consumers. What do they want with your crypto services, and do they have to pay extra for it?
Sure, absolutely. So, to be clear, we're going to be banking commercial customers. So many banks in the industry are focusing on the consumer space, thinking about cryptocurrency custody, trading, et cetera. We're focused on commercial customers who are using cryptocurrency as a store of value as opposed to a transaction medium. So those types of customers are looking for on and off ramps to fiat or US dollars as a way to transfer dollars for some of the transactions they're effectuating on the cryptocurrency markets that are 24/7, 365. Now, the one thing that I would add that I wanted to highlight is cryptocurrency and digital asset exchanges are one industry vertical that we will be serving in addition to real estate companies, construction companies, and other more traditional financial exchanges.
Let's continue to talk about more of this and bring in CoinDesk Chief Strategy Officer Meltem Demirors. Meltem, good to have you back on Fast Money. I don't know if this will make any sense to anybody, but I feel like it's Peter Brady. He always wanted to step on sort of take the spotlight from Greg, and it never quite happened. And I wonder if now the time is Ether and Ethereum. Are they stealing some of Bitcoin's thunder?
Hey, great to be back. And look, we don't view it as competition at CoinShares. We have $5 billion in assets under management across our product line of exchange traded products. And look, we've seen this trend before. Notably, in 2018, January of 2018, Bitcoin dominance dipped to about 39%. Currently, Bitcoin dominance is sitting at around 40%. Crypto markets operate in cycles. Bitcoin offers something very specific to investors. It really has captured the store of value narrative. And what we tend to see is when we have cycles like these, where there's a lot of rapid value appreciation in new layer one protocols like Solana, Avalanche, Luna, others, we see people rotating out of Bitcoin to chase gains in those. But really, at the end of the day, what we see is people rotating back into Bitcoin when these cycles reach their natural end. And so this oscillation that we see in Bitcoin dominance is part of a cycle we've seen, honestly, since as early as 2014. So in my view, it's not competitive. What we're starting to really see, though, is different blockchain protocols becoming platforms for specific use cases, because, again, the proposition of each protocol is very different. Bitcoin offers security and stability. Ethereum has the EVM and smart contracts. Some of these other new platforms have really high speed and transaction throughput, but make compromises elsewhere. So it's not competition in my view. It's just a maturing of the space and a diversification from one asset class with a beta of one to Bitcoin into a broader asset class.
People buy cryptos for two basic reasons, and I'm wildly, sort of narrowing it down, Melton, which is number one, they just want to buy low and sell high and make some money. They don't really care if or what the coin does, like a DOGE, some others. So there are going to be people that are just betting and sort of gambling on that. And then there are others that are true acolytes. They believe that Ethereum will become the underlying platform on parts of the blockchain for financial transactions as well. Mm-hmm. Is Ethereum, in your view, and I'm not asking you to knock Bitcoin, is it more useful than Bitcoin, or is it being perceived right now among the true believers as maybe the more transactional based of the two?
I don't view it that way. Look, I think the simple explanation is this. Right now, a lot of the tokens that people are trading, a lot of the short-term alpha or upside is in investing in some of these projects that are having really rapid appreciation. For example, if you want to speculate on NFTs, you need Ether to do that. And so what we're seeing, right, if I hold Bitcoin at 50K and I think it's going to go to 250K by the end of the year, that's a 500% upside. If I see a new token that I think is going to do, 100x or 50x, maybe I'll rotate out of Bitcoin into something I think has short-term higher appreciation potential. But again, this is all highly cyclical. At the end of the day, the trend we have seen consistently and continue to see is people hold different assets for different reasons. There's definitely part of the ecosystem that's speculative. That, as you've alluded to, a lot of people are looking to make long-term allocation, a lot more institutional capital coming into the space as well. And again, I think people hold different assets for different reasons, and duration really matters, right? If I want to hold an asset 10 years, for me, that's going to be Bitcoin and probably a little bit of Ether as well. If I want to hold something more short-term and take advantage of this current explosion of inflows and interest we're seeing, I'm probably going to hold something else that has a higher probability of returning my fund or giving me a lot of upside. So I think a part of it is really short-term driven behavior around opportunities that exist in this moment in time.